good cases, like any instructional method that involves students actively, whether it's cases, projects, problem-based learning, it must be relevant to the subject content that students are learning, connect to the real world, as well as something that they can connect to in their lives. So the first two characteristics of a good case connect very much to that. If it's not authentic or the students can't relate to it, it's unlikely to work particularly well. I think we know why. Now, within the case itself, you present information. And invariably, you've got to present enough for the students to get stuck into the case. Perhaps they may do further research into the particular area, scenario, or problem. But it's important not to overload them with information. So the information you provide needs to be carefully selected and tailored, obviously, to the learning outcomes of the student group. And typically, you will put in what's often referred to as disinformation, or information that is not directly relevant to the problem or solutions. And the idea is we want students to do a good analysis of the data and to be able to make good inference and interpretation. Remember, good thinking is one of the key things that comes out of case study. So we want students to be able to separate fact from opinion and what is relevant and what is not relevant. And as I've said, that it should be sufficiently complex so it's achievable and challenging to the student group, but not beyond that, otherwise they're going to get mystified, confused and bored. Moving on as well, what we want in a case, because we're encouraging thinking, and very often cases are situations of moral dilemma, different views on reality, and may be contested in terms of the kind of approaches to solving them. So we want to build into the case situations where we are encouraging students to take on multiple interpretations of the situation, looking at things in different ways, and being able to sometimes be creative in terms of reframing what's going on, particularly when coming up with solutions. That's essentially creative thinking. And finally, to see the case within the wider context, whether it's political, cultural, or ecological, because while we might look at a case from an engineering perspective and analyse failure in terms of mechanical systems, often these are influenced by people's decisions, cultural practices, political agendas, etc. Now, it's not necessarily achievable to get every one of these characteristics perfect in every case, but this is our, if you like, menu, our criteria, and the extent to which we can build these in will give us the best chance of selecting or designing a case that's going to have high impact in terms of the benefits, the pedagogic affordances of case-based teaching or case-based learning, however you want to frame it.